Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest today. I'm not going to quite give her the introduction quite yet. I want to build up to her introduction. Kirsty, teach me how to be a good interviewer. Well, you teach drama and passion. You're in the performing arts. Tell me how to be a better interviewer.
Listen, I think you've got it down. I don't think you need any help doing your interview skills. I've seen you do interviews. That's not my forte. Just be yourself.
Thank you. I'll try to be myself, whatever that means. Look, how is your body a reflection of your mind? What would you say?
I would say totally. The founder of my art is Grandmaster Choi, and he said, if your mind is light, your body's light too. And all I've taken that to mean is your thoughts affect everything. So the way you think about something, whether you're aware of it or not, affect your feelings, affect your body. And the more you can have that connection between your mind and your body, and the more relaxed you can be in all areas, it helps everything. So
for you, martial artists out there, if you are drawn to someone who has passion and a desire to learn self-control, you will love our empowered guest today, Kirsty Dickson. Can you give us a quick hello real quick?
Hi, John.
So you are the operator of Choi Kwan Do. You're on the outskirts of the high rent district in London.
Yeah.
Yes. And your instructor is a great friend to the martial artists and to us, Vince Cassar. You're a disciple of him. He's a great leader. Yeah. Kirsty, the name Reflect, CKD. Why Reflect?
Well, I have a drama background. So originally the word that came from a Shakespeare quote, to hold as 'twere a mirror up to nature. And in terms of teaching, I think that being a teacher is one of the most valuable things you can be. But as a teacher, your students are a reflection of you. So however I behave, even if I'm not aware of something, when I look at my students, I can see me reflected back. So I can see my strengths, I can see my weaknesses. And so in that sense, teaching becomes a two-way process. It's not about me teaching them. It's about, through my teaching of them, I can see what I need to improve and what I need to work on. And so that's why teaching, I think, is such a healthy thing to do, as long as you see it as a way for you to learn as well.
And you say that your students are a blank of your attitude. How would you fill in the blank?
Well, a reflection, but also an exaggeration. Any little foibles that I have, I will see magnified in what they do. And the same with my physical things. So any little things that I have with my technique, my martial arts technique, I'll look at my students and go, why is that God like that? Or why are they so upright? And I'll go, it's because of me. That it magnifies it. So it highlights it even more. So it can be a great thing. It can also sometimes be a bad thing.
And you say that through your students, you just said that, I think you said you can see your own strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
So how does that happen? Expound on that a little bit.
Well, look, it can be a physical thing, or it can be also kind of a behavioral thing. So I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So I'm a perfectionist with my movement, but I'm also a perfectionist in all areas of my life. And sometimes I see that, and especially in some of the students who are training with me a lot every day, or my kind of young students coming up through the instructor ranks, that they can sometimes be a little bit hard on themselves. And when I'm coaching them and saying, you've got to go a bit easier on yourself and be more relaxed, I have to take a moment and think, hang on, that's actually a lesson that I still need to learn. You know, I'm teaching them, but they've probably got that in a sense from me. And so it's something that I need to kind of take on board too.
And you say that as an instructor, it's a constant opportunity to do a lot of things. Like, how is it an opportunity to evaluate yourself as an instructor? What would you say?
Well, I don't think there are many other roles where you are constantly trying to grow as a person. And I think while you're teaching other people, but you're teaching yourself. So I'm learning things about myself every time I teach. So whether I'm teaching a kids class or an adults class or someone for the first time, I'm learning things about me. I'm learning weaknesses. I'm learning new strengths. I'm learning things that I want to develop. If I'm working with a student, I think, oh my goodness, I love how they do that. I then want to be able to take stuff from them. So it's a constant evaluation, and also of technique, and also of my martial arts technique, that I see students who are doing really, really well and mastering something or stretching. And I go, wow, I want to be like them. And I think that kind of balances things, that kind of openness, that desire to improve, I think is a really healthy place. It's a healthy place to be. Well, for me anyway.
And you say as an instructor, it's an opportunity to evolve. Evolve in what way?
Well, in the sense that I think we can, as humans, be quite rigid, especially as we get older in our thinking. And I think that that's something that I try and work against, because constantly things change. Nothing is certain, no more so than now. Is that obvious that, we are constantly ready to have the ground under us move. And I think that being ready to change and be accepting of change and being open to it is a way that you can really succeed, by having the resilience. And I think also the martial art that we teach evolves as there's new kind of discoveries in science, how the body works. It changes too, and I like that. I like that, how it moves with the times.
And Kirsty, like self-improvement, we're always kind of hitting the wall. There's resistance there, but you like to break through that wall.
Yeah.
So why is self-improvement so important to you? I mean, it's the very core. It just comes out of you. It's just out of your pores. I need to improve. How? Why? What inspires you?
Well, I think because this is me, and this is what I've got to work with. And so the one thing that I have control over is what I do with my body, with my mind, with my spirit. That's what I have control over. And I want to be able to make the most of what I have. And so that is about improving. It doesn't mean that I'm not happy with where I am now. I am. I'm happy with where I am now, but I want more. And I want to see what possibilities are.
Yes. And you do that by combining this obsession with being proactive. So like in what areas, let's just talk about your business world for a moment.
Yeah.
In what areas do you feel you're being proactive, or you need to be more proactive? What would you say?
Well, I think at the moment it's more important than ever to be proactive. So, when we had to go into lockdown, we weren't allowed in our venues. It was being proactive. Straight away, we had our classes up and running, something within a few days. Every student had a phone call. We tried to make contact with everybody at least twice within that first week of lockdown. So that kind of proactiveness, and getting on, if students are not in class for a week, making sure that they know they've been missed. And not leaving jobs. We've all got things that we hate doing. And I don't really like phone calls. I prefer face-to-face. I like being able to see the person I'm talking to. And so in the past, I think I used to avoid phone calls. I think I really want to do it. And so I put it off. But actually putting it off doesn't make it any better. So what I've learned to do is any of those jobs that I don't like doing, I get them done straight away. And generally they're not as bad as I thought they were going to be. Just by doing it, like eating the sprouts. If you don't like the vegetables, eating them first, you'll find they're not as bad as you worried they were.
Nice. And some of the qualities that you aspire to: strength.
Yeah.
I'm out here and I'm building up my strength, and I'm listening to your message. How have you developed your own strength so I can listen to that and I can feel that strength and make it my own? What strength have you had to build up to? What does that mean to you?
Well, I think it comes with practice, doesn't it? Because I used to be quite a sensitive person. I think that kind of works, but it doesn't always work in business. And so for me, the strength comes now from kind of realizing what I am in charge of and what I can control and what I can't control, and letting go of the things that I can't control, because there's no point putting any kind of emphasis or worry on that. So a strength is from knowing what is in my power. And when you know, well, I'm in charge of that, it gives you a great sense of control and power, because I can do something about those things. It's the things outside of my control that make me feel less empowered. So by letting go of those, I'm kind of master of my own destiny. And
how would you suggest that I have even a more greater focused attitude? What would you say to me on that?
You see that I've always been quite good at that. And I think some people, it annoys some people because once I've got something I want to do, I just do it. I can get quite obsessive or a bit tunnel visioned about it. So I just don't think I give myself excuses. I don't let myself give excuses. And I think that if I've got a job to do, I sit down and I get the job done. And it's as simple as that. So.
And you are not an annoyance. You are an encourager. What about the idea of your sense of self-competition?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean to you? You know, you say, I'm a competitive person, and that's in the martial art arena. So what does that mean to you? And how does that play into your strengths, the sense of competition, self-competition?
Well, I want to be better today than I was yesterday. And I want to continually be able to be at the top of my game and pushing those boundaries. And I said before, it doesn't mean that I'm not happy with where I am now. I am happy with that, but it just means that I want to see where else I can go. So physically, I'm still wanting to improve in all areas of our martial art. I want to improve strength. I want to improve my speed. I want to improve my flexibility. I've got such a long list of things that I'm always working on. So I don't know, just wanting to kind of, keep pushing it, I guess.
Nice. And some ideas on your online success right now, some of your themes that you're doing, your backdrop is so nice. Kirsty, I see you with Zoom and the little tiles. Hi, Anna. Hi. Hey, Billy, how are you? I mean, like you're connecting through the monitor with them passionately. Yeah. So what are some ideas you have as we kind of wind up this segment about online ideas and themes and what's working for you? What would you say?
Keep it personal, make it personal. So when you're teaching a class, it is a personal thing. You're having a connection with all of the students. And I think when you're doing it online, you have to make more of an effort to make sure that still is the case. Mm-hmm. So people are there because they want to have that bond with you. You know, it's, as I said, it's a kind of, it's a relationship. It's something that I'm giving to them and I'm getting back from them. And you have to work harder to do that through a screen. So sometimes it's using names, but also making sure that you've noticed everybody in class. They've had something positive. They've had some feedback and they've felt part of something, part of that community still, even though we're at a distance.
And when you talk about a fancy dress theme or some of your themes, superheroes, can you?
Yeah, so we've done some stuff with the kids. We've had a superhero theme. So at the very start of lockdown, just to kind of give them a little bit of fun, I dressed up as Catwoman and we had Thanos came in and we had a staged fight during which things were stolen. And so over the course of the lockdown, we have these little stones. Got one here that says perseverance on it with all of our principles on. And so each week the kids are having to earn back one of the stones so that they can get Thanos's gauntlet. So for the 7-year-olds, they love that. And they come to class every day saying, is Thanos back? Is he back?
Great. And going back with in closing, your experience historically as a performing arts school, as a drama school, how did you take some of those qualities, or what are those qualities that have helped you magnify that connection that you have right now? All the theater that you've taught, that you're still doing now, how does that relate in the martial art instructorship?
I think it helps with communication. So definitely having the ability to communicate to different groups. But I also think in terms of being a performing arts teacher, having an awareness of how people are feeling. So I like to think during a class, I can tell, especially with younger children, whether they're engaged and what they need out of that session. And I think that comes from a performing arts background. And being able to change the tone and lift it up and kind of alter the pace of the class and the delivery just to get people back in. But I think mainly it's communication. And I think that's what drama teaching gives you.
Brilliant. You're ready for your last question. I'm going to put you on the spot just a little bit.
Yeah.
What's your future look like 6 months down the road?
Ooh, that's exciting. Full-time Dojang, Zone 2 of London. That's what I would love. There are things about this lockdown that I've really liked, being able to connect with my students more each day. So having a full-time space where I could do that. School being much bigger. So having a big influx of students, because that I can share this amazing martial art with, and train with and grow with, and to be fitter and faster and healthier than I am today.
Do you love martial arts? I mean, do you love it or what?
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I love every minute of it.
Kirsty, the martial arts loves you. Thank you for sharing your loving energy and
Thanks,
your
John.
loving vibrations. And we're all globally giving you a big hug. I hope you can feel these big arms. You're a real treasure. And thanks for bringing 100% today.
Thanks so much. It's great talking to you.
Upwards and onwards. Thank you.
Yeah, very
Brian,
good.
how do you feel about that energy she gave, huh?
Yeah,
How
it
do you
was
feel?
just, yeah, I mean,
She
Kirsty
was
is
off
so
the
from
hook.
yeah, so from the heart and thorough and metaphysical and inspirational. So yeah, that was really wonderful.
That was really good. Really, really good. Are you there? I can't see you.
I'm here.
Okay, very good. How do you feel?
Yeah, great. I enjoyed it.
Nice. Yeah, you came through beautifully. Anything we can do for you?
No, that was fun for me. I enjoyed it. Good part of my day.
I'll tell you, there was a guy that I was having lunch with a while back, and he is doing a lot of community service and for no gain whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Farshad. And we were just at that moment where I was astonished about how he was giving to his Chico, California community who had been undergoing fires and things. And his board was helping getting them aid money. And so I always have asked this question that why do we give back? You know, I've always been thinking about, do we get a reward for it? I mean, it's kind of like it's a tough question, you know, like what are we expecting of, or what do we get out of it? Or do we just do it? And I said, so do you feel that there's a reward for giving back to the martial arts and to your community? And he said, you know, I don't know, but it can't hurt. So all I know is that you gave back to the martial arts today, and I don't know what your reward is going to be, but it can't hurt, Kirsty. It can't hurt. Will you let Andy know that we said a big hello to him?
I will. Yeah, of course I will.
And that we're appreciating him also today.
Yeah, I will tell him.
Very nice. Okay. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Great to
Thanks
see
for
you.
helping today. We appreciate it. Thank you.